Hey, what's up you guys? It's me, True Brilliance, back with a video. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about Mars, okay? We're gonna be talking about that masculine energy and how it expresses itself in the natal chart. Now, your Mars placement is very important. A lot of the times it's often overlooked by astrologers or just by the average person when looking at your natal chart. But our Mars energy, it talks about how we express our masculinity, and it talks about how we go after our desires, how we go after achieving what it is that we want. So Mars actually plays a major role in manifesting. You know how when they say you put it out into the universe what it is that you want, right? So that's mainly like Venus. Venus is our desires as well. Venus is what we want, what we are attracted to, okay? So obviously what we are attracted to is what we want to experience in our reality. So Venus is kind of like a wish that we make. It's like a wish, us wishing upon a star. Like, I would like to experience this reality. I would like to experience this lover. I would like to experience this person, right? And then Mars is the actions and the steps that you take in order to achieve that, because you know how they always say you ask for something and then you have to take action. Okay, so Mars is the actual taking action. Okay, you just can't wish for stuff or want stuff but don't take action in your reality in order to get it. So taking action and the desire of wanting to obtain something work hand in hand. So Venus is wanting to obtain something and wanting to have something, because remember, Venus is I have, right? And Mars is how you go about getting what it is that you will eventually have, okay? So you have to take action in order to achieve your desires. So that is what we're going to talk about, getting into the Mars placements. Now, some people are really at a huge advantage when it comes to their Mars placements. In my opinion, the best Mars placements are Mars in Capricorn, Mars in Aries, Mars in Scorpio, and Mars in Leo. To me, those are the four most powerful Mars placements, okay? Now, the weakest Mars placements are Mars in Cancer, which I have, Mars in Cancer, Mars in Taurus, Mars in Libra, and Mars in Pisces, okay? I would say would be like the weakest Mars placements, okay? The weak Mars placements are strong in other areas, and I will talk about that when we get into the Mars series. So let's talk about rulership of Mars. Mars naturally rules Aries and Scorpio, okay? So Aries is external Mars and Scorpio is internal Mars, okay? So this is why they say Scorpio is intense, okay? So because it's an inner tension, okay? That's Mars. Okay, the inner buildup, the fire building up inside of yourself. It's passion. That's what Mars and Scorpio is. Okay, Mars is exalted in Capricorn. Okay, so Mars does very well in Capricorn. I think Mars in Capricorn is almost the strongest Mars placement. I've seen Mars in Capricorn in action, and it's very powerful. And Mars falls in, oh, it's in detriment in Libra, and it falls in Cancer, okay? And that's because Cancer is the opposite of its exaltation, and Libra is the opposite of its home, which is in Aries, okay? Taurus as well, because it naturally rules Scorpio as well, okay? So we're going to get into Mars through all of the signs for you guys to understand your Mars placement better and how your Mars energy expresses itself. One thing that you need to learn about your Mars is do not fight against your Mars, okay? That's not going to get you anywhere in life, fighting against your Mars. If anybody knows this, it's me with my Mars in Cancer. You have to learn how to go with the flow of your Mars placement, and you just gotta kind of accept your losses. If you have a weak Mars placement, you have to accept your losses and learn how to work within the energy of that sign, okay, if you want to get anything done at all. Mars also rules your energy levels, okay? So this is another thing that a lot of people don't know, is that Mars rules your energy levels, okay? So people that like have Mars in Cancer or Mars in Taurus, they have very low energy levels, okay? So they may need to exercise more or just do things to become more active because they can have low vitality. So when your Mars is in like a feminine sign, you can have low vitality. You don't have that much energy. People that have like Mars and fire signs, you'll notice that they're very energetic. They have a lot of energy to burn. Sometimes it's hard for them to sit still. Okay, Mars also rules our sexuality. People don't talk about this, but Mars rules how we express our sexuality, okay? Because if you think about it, the sexual act is something that is very Mars-like in nature because you're exerting your energy, right? That's why people sweat. That's why people are hot. That's why people are out of breath. That's why it feels like, you know, afterwards, like you just got done running miles, okay, at the park. You're tired, right? You're tired after it. So that's why literally Mars rules sex, and a lot of people don't know about that, okay? But Mars rules how we like doing that, and it also rules what we are attracted to when doing that, and what turns us on, what gets our fire going, because Mars is our inner fire. So it's our fire and desire. Y'all know what I mean? So this is what gets our engines going, okay? We are going to be talking about that as well when discussing the Mars placements. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about Mars and Capricorn. Now, I think that Mars and Capricorn is a really good position because, well, Mars is exalted here. So this is an excellent position. I tell people if you have Mars and Capricorn and you're not doing anything with it, you really need to take advantage of this energy because Mars and Capricorn can really make you a workhorse. It can make you a workaholic. I grew up with a best friend that has Mars and Capricorn, but she also had her sun in Virgo and her moon in Capricorn, so that could have contributed a lot to her getting stuff done as well. But this girl would go through hell and high water to achieve her goals. She would not give up under any circumstances to achieve what she wants, and she went through a lot of obstacles. So I do believe that Mars and Capricorn people get a lot of obstacles in their life and they get a lot of limitations, but they always overcome them. Why? Just from sheer determination. Because that's what Mars is. Mars is our willpower, and when you put it in Capricorn, which is the sign of hard work, these people work very hard for their desires, and they're also not afraid of hard work. So a lot of the times you'll find Mars and Capricorn people have several jobs, okay? Like they'll, you know, have a whole bunch of side hustles and things like that. They get their money, okay? Like a Mars and Capricorn person, it's going to be very rare that a Mars and Capricorn person is going to sit around and be broke. Like that's not happening because Capricorns, they like status, they like money, and they're willing to work hard for it. And that's why this is such a powerful position. Now, not saying everybody that has Mars and Capricorn works hard, because it's like, if you have a whole bunch of like water energy in your chart, or you have other signs in your chart that aren't as ambitious, this may not come through as powerfully for you. But if you have earth energy in your chart, for sure, you're going to get things done, okay? And even if you have a lot of fire energy, I think fire energy goes very well with this placement. You guys are a force to be reckoned with. The thing is that you guys work hard over a long period of time. So yes, it may take longer for you guys to achieve your goals, but you always get to the end result. So whenever we're dealing with Capricorn, time always plays into Capricorn energy. So you guys may feel that you guys are working forever on your goals, and to other people it may seem like it's taking you guys a really long time to achieve your desires. Kind of like Mars and Taurus, but Mars and Capricorn is going to work a lot faster than Mars and Taurus. Mars and Taurus is very slow, but Mars in Capricorn, you guys are and you guys have that ambitious factor. So it's like you guys are going to work really hard for your goals and desires, and you guys are builders. So you guys like to build things step by step, and you guys like to be on solid ground. So Mars in Capricorn is very sure-footed, okay? But you guys continue on at an even pace with things. So you guys are not the type that's going to rush into things. Most likely you guys are going to plan out what you're going to do before you do it, and you guys have all your shit down to a T. You know, you're like, okay, because Mars in Capricorn is very structured. So it's like, okay, I'm going to do this first, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, and then I'm finally going to reach my goal at the top. And you guys follow through, because that is the main reason why Mars in Capricorn is so successful, because when you guys say that you're going to do something, you really follow through and do it. And so anybody that's dating a Mars and Capricorn person, these people usually are very good on their word. If they tell you that they're going to do something, they're going to do it. I feel the same way about Venus in Capricorn. I feel like Venus in Capricorn is a very loyal position when it comes to relationships and commitment. It's like when they tell you that they want to marry you or that they want to be with you, they mean it, okay? And it's the same thing with Mars and Capricorn. When they tell you that they're going to do something, they're going to do it. The only thing that may be standing in their way is time, or the time that it may take to get it done. But it's going to get done, because these people do not give up. When it comes to anger, the thing with Mars in Capricorn that's also good is you guys have very controlled anger. So it's like you guys can get mad about something, but it's like you guys are going to be very sensible about it. It's like you're not the type of person that's going to fly off the handle and go hit somebody in the face, because you guys know that there's going to be consequences behind it and you may go to jail, okay? Even though a Mars and Capricorn person, when they go off on you, they're very, very authoritative with their energy. So they can scare you just from them being authoritative, and just from them reading you from A to Z. They're going to make you feel like a little child. So that's another thing with Mars and Capricorn people. They have this parental energy about themselves, where when they scold people or they go off on people, they can make you feel this small, okay? They can make you feel, they can belittle you basically, and they don't have to do anything about it. But I would be very cautious about pushing a Mars and Capricorn person to the edge, because even though they may be slow to anger, when they do, watch out, because you guys have to keep in mind Mars is not exalted in Capricorn for no reason, and we know that Mars is the energy of combat. So when a Mars in Capricorn person comes after you, they're going to come after you with a planned attack, okay? And it's going to be well thought out, and it's going to be well planned out, okay? The only other Mars sign that can really rival Mars and Capricorn when it comes to strategy and planning things out is Mars and Scorpio. Mars and Scorpio and Mars and Capricorn, when it comes to strategy, and if somebody's going to plan an attack on you, you do not want these two Mars signs to do that, because they're going to move in silence, and they're going to move in mystery. But it's like when they come up for the attack, it's going to be something that you didn't see coming. See, Mars and Capricorn kind of operates a lot like Mars and Scorpio. If you haven't watched my Mars and Scorpio video, go back and watch that one, because I feel that these two energies are very similar, is in that they're working. You may not see what they're doing, and they're not going to tell you about what they're doing. Mars and Capricorn is another one that's not really vocal about what it is that they're taking action on and what they're doing. It's just, you're going to see it when it's all said and done. You're going to see the structure that they built, that they took their time to build, because they've been working the whole time. They just may be doing it behind the scenes, or they just keep it to themselves. This is not an energy that's very showy and wants everybody to know what they're doing. They care more about doing the hard work and letting their work show for itself. That's Mars and Capricorn 100%. When it comes to sexuality and sexual drive, this is another really good position, okay? Mars and Capricorn, a lot of people don't know this about Capricorn, but Capricorn is actually one of the most sexual signs. It's very lusty and it's very earthy, but it's a very strong sexuality, very strong, and with a lot of stamina. So these people can go for hours and hours and hours and hours, And being the sign of work, they put in work when it comes to the bedroom, and they go in the bedroom like they're going to work, okay? Literally, for the men and the women. Very sexual sign, but it's very understated. So it's like you're not gonna really know what a Mars in Capricorn is gonna have to offer until you actually get into the situation with them. And then you're like, whoa, I didn't know you was holding all this back. I didn't know that you was working with all of this. But like I said, Mars in Capricorn is about showing you instead of telling you, okay? It's not Mars in the air sign that's going to run their mouth about what they can do, how they can do it, this and this and that, what they're going to do to you, la la la. Mars in Capricorn is, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. And when they do show you, you are going to be surprised, okay? And they can be very freaky as well. This is what can throw people off, because Capricorn is like a workaholic energy. So people think that's the only thing that they focus their energy on. But Capricorns focus their energy on whatever it is that they are involved in the moment. And they give 1000%. So if we're talking about that, they're going to give 1000% to that. Okay, so very good for sexuality, Mars in Capricorn. Going after their desires. So Mars in Capricorn is very, very determined. So they can be very stubborn. So they can be a lot like Mars in Taurus too, which they can be very stubborn about going after their desires. So like I said, they are not gonna stop until they achieve their goals. And if anybody stands in their way, you're gonna get pushed to the side, because nothing is gonna stop a Mars in Capricorn from achieving their goals, okay? They are very sure-footed, and they're very, very powerful with achieving their desires. So these people are not going to let up, okay? And it doesn't matter what nobody around them tells them, because these people are going to stay focused on their goals. So they don't listen to outside sources when it comes to their desires and what it is that they want. Somebody can tell them it's the wrong thing, blah, 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 blah. It's just going to go in one ear and out the other, because usually Mars and Capricorn people know what's best for them. Mars in Capricorn is also about maturity of action. So like I said, with getting into fights and things like that, this energy is not going to just fly off the handle and things like that. Mars in Capricorn is mature about their actions. So they're not going to do something unless it's well thought out and well planned first, okay? And like I said, you're not going to know their plans. They're going to keep it to themselves, but they're not going to do anything unless it's calculated. Mars in Capricorn is a very calculated energy. It knows that if I do this, then this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen. So I want to make sure that I do this so that this doesn't happen, and so that I can, open up a pathway for me to do this. Very, very calculated, and they're not risk takers. Okay, they are not risk takers, but they will take a risk if it's the right situation. But even if they take a risk, it's going to be a calculated risk. See, that's the thing that you guys don't know about them. If they are going to take a risk, it's going to be a calculated risk. And it may look like a risk to you, but it's not a risk to them, because they already thought about all the repercussions of their actions and what them doing this one thing is going to do to them in the future, because Capricorn is a far-sighted energy. Okay, they always are thinking about the future and how what they're doing right now is going to affect their future. And this is for all Capricorn placements. Okay, so yeah, very powerful energy. Mars and Capricorn, you guys can achieve whatever the hell you want to achieve in life. Okay, do not let anything hold you up. Do not let anything hold you back. Yeah, you guys literally have the world in the palm of your hand when it comes to achievement, okay? So just make sure that you're taking advantage of this. And that's all I have to say about Mars and Capricorn. Mars and Cap, leave your information down below. Let us know what house your Mars and Capricorn is in and what your experience is and how you resonated with the video.